I've been requested to do this for a while. Today we're talking about the amazing Lost Box Wo-Chien list. It's a Wo-Chien list. It has a single Wo-Chien. It's definitely a Wo-Chien, and it's definitely playable. So to start off with, we have 4 Comfeys. If you don't know what Comfey does, you've probably never played Standard. It lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one into your hand, the other in the Lost Zone. We need 7 cards in the Lost Zone to use Mirage Gate, which is an item that lets you grab 2 different types of energy from your deck, attach them to your Pokemon any way you like, which is how we power up the big boy. We also have Sableye, which we can use when we have 10 cards in the Lost Zone. It allows you to put 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like, and it goes through Manaphy. But that's normal Lost Box stuff. Let's talk about the spicier stuff. So we have our 4 Comfeys. We have our 1 Wo-Chien. It has slight synergy with Mirage Gate. The main attack that we're going to be using is 2 grass and a colorless. It's called Covetous Ivy. It lets you do 60 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each prize that your opponent's taken. This can do 300 damage if your opponent's taken 5 prizes to the bench. So decks like Mew VMAX, as an example, give up 3 prizes. The Mew VMAX gives up 3 prizes. So with them taking 5 prizes, Wo-Chien can hit 300, and we have many other ways to put 10 damage on that Mew before we hit into it. The other grass type attacker in the deck is Sprigatito. Just kidding, it's Meowscarada EX. We have a rare candy that we can just use. We don't play any Florigatos, only Meowscarada EX and Sprigatito. A 2/2 line in the deck. The ability lets you discard a grass energy from your hand to put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is great for setting up the Cope Wo-Chien Covetous Ivy. We also have Medicham V. The attack with Yoga Loop can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you knock it out with that attack, you get to take another turn. So the combination of Meowscarada, Sableye, even Radiant Greninja we have in here that can put damage counters all over the bench. If anything has 20 damage left, you Medicham and you get to take another turn, which means you can use Bouquet Magic again, and you can spread even more damage with Sableye. So we also have more normal Lost Box attackers. We have the Snorlax. Unfazed Fat prevents all effective attacks done to it, including Sableye's Lost Mine. Thumping Snore does 180 for free colorless energy, so any energy that we Mirage Gate out of the deck can go on this guy, and he only gives up 1 prize. 180 knocks out Luminions. It also knocks out Squawkabillies that are on the bench. So it's a really efficient attack. The only problem is it goes to sleep when it uses it, and you have to flip 2 coins to wake up. So it can be risky, but because it only gives up 1 prize, it's all good. We also have the standard Cram. It can attack for free if you have 4 or more cards in the Lost Zone. But you already knew that. We also have Sableye, as we mentioned before. It can clean up damage in the end game if you don't need Wo-Chien, or you have to Lost Zone it because it's a single copy, or you're playing against a single prize deck and don't want the liability of a 2-prizer. You've got 2 Sableyes and 3 copies of basic Psychic Energy, so you can easily use Lost Mine. We also have Clara too, so we can use up to 4 Sableyes if we want. And we also have Radiant Greninja. Radiant Alakazam is an option, but this deck is bricky, so we need to draw cards. We have Rods, we have Claras, so the discarding of the energy isn't a problem. We just need to draw in the early game, find those VIPs, and get the Lost Zone building. So the energy line in this list, we have 5 grass energy, which is more than normal for Lost Box of 1 type. This is just because of Meowscarada, it has to discard grass energy. And we also have 3 psychic energy. This allows Sableye to use Lost Mine, and we need a different type of energy for Mirage Gate anyway, so why don't we play this? We also play a single copy of Raihan. It allows you to attach an energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, but only if you had a Pokemon knocked out during a previous turn. You also get to search your deck for any card. So if you're trying to set up Meowscarada, you only have the Meowscarada in hand and no rare candy, you can search that out. You can search the Rod for if you run out of energy. It's a great supporter, but it's only a one-off count. But we do also have the 1 Power Pad, so if we for some reason need to use it twice, and we don't accidentally Lost Zone it in the process, we can still do that. We have 4 copies of Colress, just to build the Lost Zone up and to draw cards. We have 1 copy of Beach Court, and 1 copy of Artisan. I couldn't decide which one is better. You need pivoting because the deck is clunky, but you also need Pokemon from the deck because the deck is clunky. One of each just seems to work the best. It seems to make the list a little bit more consistent. 4 switch cards. Most of the attackers in the deck and support Pokemon in the deck are basic. The only thing is Meowscarada, so switch card is great. It also kind of helps against Tinglu, which can be a bit of a headache if it sets up well. We also have Super Rod, 2 copies, just to get energy out, to get Meowscaradas that were discarded early, or just any Pokemon we want to reuse. We also have the 2 copies of Clara. I thought it was 1, but it's 2. We can actually use up to 6 Sableyes in that case. Again, for the same reason, we need stuff out of the discard. If we want to use 2 Snorlaxes in a game, we only play 1, but we can use Clara to reuse it again, and that applies for any attacker. Even 2 Wo-Chiens if you're feeling, extra spicy. We have also an energy retrieval, which is a bit of a weird card, but because of bouquet magic, which means we have to discard grass energy, the energy retrieval can get 2 of them out. So if we somehow have 2 Meowscaradas out, which almost never happens, we can use energy retrieval and use the ability twice. And we may even get cheeky knockouts on 60 health benched basic Pokemon. We have 2 copies of Lost Vacuum. I was originally playing 0, but to get to 7, you just need sometimes that little bit more of a push. Lost Vacuum does that as an item. You can get rid of your own stadiums, because we're playing 2 of them, it's semi-likely, especially if it's Artisan in the opening turns, because you can use the effect of the stadium and then Lost Vacuum it away, building your Lost Zone, but also preventing your opponent from using the Artisan themselves. We also have 2 rare candies, 4 ropes for additional switching, only 3 nest balls, but also the 4 VIP passes. VIP pass is crucial for getting the comp phase out turn 1. You should have decent odds of hitting them with the flower selectings, with Radiant Greninja drawing. Even if you're going second, even more reach with Colress. And that's about it. The list is bricky. There is lots of moving pieces. We want to recycle energy to reuse Meowscarada, but none of these cards draw cards. But we need to use Meowscarada as often as possible for Medicham to be live. But also Sableye can make Medicham live. Loads of options where you can cheese an extra turn. So here's the complete list, laid out incredibly. You can clearly see exactly what's going on. We've got the double Clara, the free Mirage Gate, all of the cope at the bottom. It's a good time. So thanks for watching the profile. Subscribe to Jank Quest, and I'll see you for another one soon.